Hello and welcome to this special here on India Today TV, where we are joined today by the one and only Amitabh Bachchan, as his new film, his latest film, Wazir, is about to be released. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Bachchan. You know, it's quite remarkable the way every new year one thing doesn't change. Amitabh Bachchan, a new film, a new TV show. You are really Peter Pan, sir. You're the Peter Pan of India. You never seem, you're ageless.
Now, thank you so much, Rajdeep, and wishing you and all the viewers a very happy New Year, first of all. But seriously, I think that you're being far too complimentary. I just feel that I've been extremely fortunate to have had the opportunity to be in the industry for so many years. The credit really goes to the writers, the makers, the directors who have continued to work with me and continue to offer me roles and opportunities to be able to just extend my creativity through their medium. But yes, very fortunate, and most of all, I must thank the audience and the people of this country for having been with me through all my professional career, through the ups and downs of my life, through critical moments, and they've always stood by me and continue to patronize me. I'm extremely grateful and very fortunate.
So, you know, Mr. Bachchan, I should have wished you Happy New Year at the very outset. You wished me first, but you got a New Year resolution. Is there something for 2016 which is your New Year resolution?
You know, Rajdeep, I've never had a very generous view about resolutions, because I just feel that why should one wait for a year to make a resolution? If I have to resolve something, I'd do it now or do it tomorrow. I just feel waiting till the 1st of January is a sign of weakness. That means that you are allowed to, do what you have been doing, what you should not be doing for so many months. And then after the 1st of January, you want to change that. So if I have to change something, let's say I want to stop drinking, stop smoking, stop eating this, stop visiting places, I should do it now. Why wait for a year to be doing it? That means you want to indulge yourself more in that activity before you actually reach that date. I think that's a sign of weakness. If you want to change something, you want to resolve something, do it now and get it over with.
That's interesting. If you want to resolve something, resolve it now. So no New Year resolutions, but as I started by saying that you are the Peter Pan of Indian cinema, because you are ageless in a way. You were once the angry young man, if I may call you that, in the 1970s, and now you are, if I may call you that, the evergreen, slightly older man. In Wazir you play an old man, you played it in Pa, in Chini Kam. So we are seeing the transition of the angry young man to the evergreen old man.
Yeah, these are wonderful and very complimentary epithets that the media has given me. I thank them for it. But it's just an epithet. It isn't a description of the work that I do. If the story demands that I behave in a particular manner, then I would try to do that. But with every supposedly angry young man role, say in Diwar or a Zanjeer, there's always been an Amar Akbar Anthony or a Chupke Chupke. There's been, attempts to do something different. Maybe when I was younger and in the early years, obviously because I was getting leading roles, thankfully, there were limitations to it. The leading man is one that goes through some kind of a turmoil and finally finds his love in the end of the film and rides off into the sunset. But with age, I think that the variety increases. There's a lot more character-oriented roles that are coming my way. And yes, I would agree that they are structurally different from what I was doing earlier on. It's challenging to be able to do that, and I just consider myself very fortunate that there are some people who still want to work with me.
Because in Wazir, for example, I'm told you play a practiced chess master. Now, I call you the film grandmaster. Are you a chess grandmaster as well? Are you someone who, before a role like Wazir, are you going to go to Vishwanathan Anand and tell him, did you ask him, how do I use a chess board?
No. No. In Wazir, I play a Kashmiri Pandit, Omkarnath Dhar, who lives in Delhi. And due to certain circumstances and an accident in his life, he loses his legs. So the entire film is on a wheelchair. He joins up with Danish Ali. Farhan Akhtar is playing that role. Danish Ali is an ATS officer. And the circumstances of both these individuals is kind of similar in the story that you will see in Wazir. And how they join up, they meet up to overcome this issue that is plaguing them throughout the story of the film. And that's really the interesting part. The chessboard is almost like the chessboard of life. Many a times in our conversations when we talk to each other, there's a kind of a philosophic reference to the chess game, because there are 64 squares, and there are pawns, and there are knights, and there is Wazir, there are kings and queens and elephants and camels, and they're all symbolically representative of what we go through in life. The pawn is considered to be a very small element, a small mora on the chessboard, but even though it moves just one square at a time, when it reaches the other end, it has the capacity to become the Wazir. So I think the track of the pawn and the Wazir in the story is beautifully written. And it's not just another chess player who's met an ATS officer. I think that the weaving of the game of chess and how these chess pieces move on a board of 64 squares is really the beauty of the writing of Wazir, and it's been beautifully done. It's quite unique, the story, I must say that. I have seen the film.
Are you a chess player?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever played chess?
I haven't played chess for... No. I used to play chess, yeah. I mean, everyone plays chess at some point of time in their lives.
Yes.
When I was younger, I used to play. But haven't been doing so now. So during the shooting of the film, we had a specialist on the floor, and he used to keep telling us the moves and directions. But Farhan is a pretty good player, and we didn't have a problem there.
You mentioned Farhan and more than once, and that's where I come to your remarkable ability to straddle the generation gap. You worked with his father in all your early films, Bombay to Goa, Zanjeer, Diwar, the entire oeuvre in the 1970s. Now in 2016, you're working with Farhan, and you seem to be just as comfortable with a Javed Akhtar as you are with a Farhan Akhtar. I mean, they've changed. Javed Saab is slowly moving into retirement, but you're still there. You're the permanent factor.
No, Rajdeep, that would be incorrect. Javed Saab is still writing and writing so beautifully. He does a lot of lyric writing. He does TV programs. He does staged programs and events. But yes, there were times when he was writing scripts for us, and I've had the good fortune to have worked with them. And some of the finest work that Salim Javed worked during the time when we were doing Zanjeer and Diwar and Trishul and Sholay. They were historic and landmark films.
Right.
Farhan virtually grew up in front of me, and it's lovely to see how well he has grown up to be such an accomplished individual. He's proved himself as a director. He's produced some of the finest films in the film industry. Has worked as an artist. Some of his films have been exemplary. Bhag Milka Bhag was one such. And may he continue to do so. He's also a musician. He sings. He has a band of his own. He plays the guitar. It's lovely to see somebody that has grown up in front of you to be so accomplished in so many avenues, and to have been directed by him in Laksh, and now to have him as my co-star is just wonderful. He's a wonderful director. We all know that, but he's an equally accomplished co-star. And I always feel that. Your own performance is largely dependent on how your co-star behaves. So if you are going to be praising somebody's performance, never ever forget that you're actually trying to praise his co-star or her co-star as well, because without them, our performance would never be noticed.
And I'm going to take a break there, Mr. Bachchan, and I'm going to then bring you some news points. You're on a news channel, so I have to ask you the couple of news points for the day to try and get something out of you that might make a front page headline. So be warned, Mr. Bachchan, coming up after a short break. Amitabh Bachchan on India Today TV. Welcome back. You're watching this special interview with the one and only Amitabh Bachchan, whose latest film, Wazir, releases this week. Mr. Bachchan, news questions now. News time. Number one, where do you stand on this whole intolerance-tolerance debate? Many other stars have spoken about it. Do you believe that we have become a more intolerant society?
You know, Rajdeep, I don't know how journalists address this issue, but really, I'm not qualified to answer this question at all. I'm the least educated person as far as these issues are concerned.
You're being diplomatic. You don't want to fall into a trap.
No. So, okay, so you're admitting that this is some kind of a trap for me.
No, I'm not. I've seen the kind of comments that the other stars have attracted. That's why.
Yeah, you know, everyone has a right to their freedom of expression. I really don't have one. And I just feel that, you know, the audiences and the people of this country have tolerated me for 45 years. So that's the only thing that comes to my mind.
You know, the other issue is, and linked to this intolerance debate now, the front page headlines. I don't know if you've seen them today, that Amir Khan has been struck off the Incredible India campaign. Some are saying his contract is over, but he was the one who spoke about this whole intolerance issue. Do you believe that stars are unfairly targeted and Amir or a Shah Rukh should not be targeted for the comments they make? Would you defend them?
Well, I think you need to clarify first whether he's being removed because of something that he may have said, or is that it's the end of his contract. And I'm sure that there must be some kind of a difference there. I don't think that people are removed just because they've, you know, not agreed or said something that is controversial.
Right.
I'm sure that there must be some discrepancy in that. We're all contracted.
But you believe that stars have a right to their freedom of expression? But you believe that stars have the right to their freedom of expression? Celebrities also have every right to speak out on public issues?
Yeah, I think not just celebrities, every human being in this country. It's part of our constitution.
Right. You know, along with that is also today the headlines that I'm just getting on the channel, which is about FTII. Gajendra Chauhan, the controversial director, going there, and students protesting, lathi charge. What's your view on FTI? Jaya Bachchan is a distinguished alumni of FTI. Do you believe the kind of people who are heading FTI, you need people of greater stature?
Yeah, I would not be, you know, the right person to answer this question, primarily because I'm not from the institute. Jaya is, and you know, the old students that come out from the institute have their own little association, which is called Grafty, and I do see Jaya organizing, attending meetings of Grafty, and I'm sure that they must be discussing this issue. So she would really be the right person to answer this question. I'm not aware of what goes on and what the issue is, why are the students behaving like this, or why is the government behaving like this. I really have no answer for it.
You know, I must say you have learned, you moved away to becoming the practice diplomat. Now, you know, you should act in your next film as a diplomat. You from chess master, next time as a diplomat. You mastered the art. This is what experience does, Mr. Bachchan.
If you're wanting me to get another job, I would love to do that. Yeah, so long as it's a job.
The reason I'm also raising it is because just a couple of days ago I interviewed your great pal Shatrughan Sinha, whose new book is coming out, Anything But Khamosh. His biography has come out, where he mentions the differences you all had at the time of Kala Patthar. He says that you were at one stage a little jealous because you thought that he was stealing scenes away from you. Your relationship has since been repaired, but it was interesting to read the book. Are you going to read it, and is there any truth to all this?
No, of course not. Shatru has been a friend from very early years. He's been my senior, he is my senior, and I've had always a great amount of admiration for him. To say that, you know, these elements of between us exist is not correct, at least not from my side. He's been a very accomplished artist, and I've always said that two people I've always admired who have been my contemporaries, Vinod Khanna and Shatrughan Sinha, because they started off their career playing villains. They excelled in that. I mean, you know, people used to applaud every time Shatrughan Sinha made an entry in a film. That was unusual. First time you ever heard of it. Normally the villain is the culprit of a film. And to applaud his presence in a film was exemplary. They excelled themselves as villains. Then they moved on to play leading men, and they became successful there as well. And they shifted from there to politics, and they succeeded there as well, and still are in politics. So they are much better equipped than I am. And I failed in politics. I never played a villain. So I have great admiration for them. But to say that, these kind of differences exist, that's not correct. I have always admired him as a friend, and he's always been there with me through thick and thin. I would never want to attribute any kind of animosity towards Shatru.
But there's one difference.
I've actually contributed a lot. Bharti Pradhan is the writer who's writing the book, and she sent me some questions to which I've answered. We've spent some wonderful times together, and we'll continue to do so in the future as well.
Because there is one difference, that while they moved on to politics and other things in life, you have remained with your shoes on, doing one film after the other, one television show after the other. What is driving you today? What is it that drives you in 2016? Where is the energy coming from of the same individual? What, 1967, Saath Hindustani? I was 2 years old, Mr. Bachchan, when you did your first film. I'm 50 now, and you're looking younger than me. What's the secret?
That was 68, Rajdeep.
68, that's right, I was 3 years old.
That was 68.
Yep.
Okay.
What's the secret?
Yeah, it's just, I just consider myself very fortunate. I just consider myself very fortunate to have been able to work with some astonishingly brilliant geniuses, directors, writers, co-artists that have, decorated this wonderful film industry of ours. And I just feel fortunate that I still get work to do. I would like to continue working. I don't know about the others, but I think that we always have this fear of insecurity, of not being able to continue working, of what happens if you don't get work tomorrow, what you're going to do, how you're going to survive. I guess I just feel very blessed that I get work to do, and I hope that I continue to do so. Yes, with age, the nature of our roles have changed. They have gone on to more character-oriented roles. The older man, the patriarch of a family, the grandfather, the retired judge or the retired army officer, things like that. And I hope that I can continue working because I enjoy this medium. It's the only job I know or claim to know. But I hope that I can continue working because I really don't know what I would do otherwise.
I don't know how you do it. You go to sleep at 2 a.m., get up at 6, go to the sets. It keeps going. It's been going on for years.
Yeah, Rajdeep, the late hours are because of my social media activities. I write a blog every day. I'm on day 2,833 today. That's every day for 2,833 days without a break. And similarly on Twitter and Facebook. And a lot of my well-wishers are from countries like United States of America, Russia, China, South Africa, and their timings are different. So if I need to converse with them, I need to be up a little longer at night.
And a little time for your granddaughter?
2 or 3 in the morning. But
yes, I get your granddaughter. Are you getting enough time with your granddaughter or not?
Yes, of course. Yes, whenever we get an opportunity, try and spend time with her. They're all very busy individuals. We are a family where everyone is a lot busy. Jaya is busy with Parliament. She does films as well, and she should be doing some films now in the days to come. Aishwarya and Abhishek are also in films. And when Aishwarya travels, she takes the baby along. So we don't get enough of Aradhya, but whenever she is at home, yes, we try and spend a lot of time together.
I've decided, therefore, I started by saying angry young man who has become the evergreen aging man, but I'm going to call you the Karma Yogi. I think that's the best way to define you, Mr. Bachchan. You are a Karma Yogi, and in that sense, you're an inspiration for all of us. Have a great 2016 and keep inspiring us with Wazir and many more films.
Thank you so much, Rajdi, for all your kind words. I'm least deserving of it, but thank you all the same, and lovely talking to you as always.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bachchan. All the very best. The one and only Amitabh Bachchan. as he prepares for another year, another film. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.